Hey ODTUGers, it's Kevin McGinley, Stewart Bryson, and Dr. Mike Durran from Oracle Corporation here at Kscope 13 in New Orleans, the Sheraton Hotel on Canal Street. Great to have you here today, Mike. Thanks. For stopping by. And what, 10-year anniversary, I think, is you've been coming here to Kscope for 10 years?
Yeah, I think it is 10 years. The first one I came to was in Miami Beach, 2003, and it was...
You haven't missed one?
I've missed ODTUG when my children have been born. I've got 2 children, so it's a pretty good excuse.
Where are your priorities, Mike?
And coincidentally, they were born around this sort of time as well, so I think that's family planning.
All right, we're not going to touch that.
So let's talk about BI. right.
So first thing, the most important question on everyone's mind, what exactly is an M-bean?
A magic bean.
A magic bean. No, M-beans, an OBIEE administrator secret weapon. That's your talk, or one of your talks. So tell us first, what is an M-bean? And be as funny as you can. And follow up with that, can you tell us a little bit about the talk?
Yeah, so one of the things that we introduced into OBIEE 11G a few years ago now, when that first was released, was the ability to programmatically administer your BI domain. And the way that you do that is through these objects called M-beans. So it's kind of like a sort of technical name, but essentially if you're familiar...
M-bean is technical?
As technical as it gets. Essentially it provides this layer where the Enterprise Manager UI sits on the M-beans.
Right.
The M-beans then have the control and the logic for the configuration files.
Right.
However, you can skip out the UI and use something like the WebLogic scripting tool to directly access those M-beans and therefore interrogate your system and perform configuration changes, start and stop, so do it all programmatically.
So for the secret weapons, oh sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, it's like the little minions in Despicable Me, right?
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. It's kind of the little magic elves who come and administer your BI system.
The only question I have, did Oracle get these magic elves through acquisition, or did they build them organically?
So that's come from an organic kind of elf factory that we have in the basement of Building 200 at headquarters.
Okay, great.
So not many people know about that until now.
Now it's public knowledge.
Wow.
So you describe it as a secret weapon. So are you going to be wearing like sunglasses and
James Bond?
Yeah, maybe black.
So you know those SWAT team vans? So I've hired one of those. I'm going to wear black body armor and I'm going to fly in through the window.
In the back of the van, just like
with
Iron
my
Man
PowerPoint pointer like that.
An Exalytics server in the back, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Just like Iron Man?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Kevin?
Yeah, well, I guess the other thing we should have probably established at the top of the little video here is your role within Oracle. So why don't you tell us your product
secret elf generator.
Generator of the secret elves.
And secret agent at the same time.
Yeah, my role in Oracle, so I work in the product management team within the Oracle BI development team. Some of the areas that I work on are the Exalytics in-memory machine, in particular the infrastructure, management, and delivers. So the agent capability, sense and respond within OBIEE. So.
Okay. And you've moved on. What are some of the other areas that you've looked after over the years? I mean, you've been all over the product, right?
Yeah, so I've been with Oracle since version 7.6 or 7.7. As you know, Oracle people always say, well, how long have you been with Oracle? And they say, from this database version, which I think kind of goes back to 96. So I've worked with Oracle Discoverer, with the Oracle OLAP as it was, the IRI, S-Base, Oracle Sales Analyzer, done a bit of ETL. I started in Oracle as a consultant back in 96.
ETL, was that OWB?
I did a little bit of OWB when it first came out. But,
so the way I chart this, it looks like basically everything that you've been a project manager of has been scuttled. Is that right?
Well, yeah. Time to touch the beard and look away from the camera. Well, yeah, so luckily Exalytics and OBIEE I've kind of doing well. Doing well. Got rid of that now.
And so one of your other talks were on Exalytics.
Yeah.
Tell us about that one.
So yeah, I just did that one this morning. So virtualizing Exalytics is something that we introduced to give another way of buying the Exalytics machine.
Right.
So what it means is that obviously you buy the machine and then you buy the software licenses. If you virtualize it, then you can lower the price point by not having to buy so many CPUs.
Okay.
So the talk was essentially going through the process and kind of like the thought process really for how you take an Exalytics machine and go through the procedure for virtualizing it.
Are you seeing a lot of uptake on that? Is it still sort of too much in the beginning phases, or you got customers that are actually doing it?
Yeah, we have customers who buy the Exalytics machine, the bare metal, and we also have customers who buy the OVS solution as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And is that a good way to use some of the different products that you can run on Exalytics? Like you can run S-Base, you can run, OBI, you can run Endeca. Is that a good way to separate these products that install separately?
So OVS gives you a number of things. Apart from we call it trusted partitioning when you're licensed at the lower price point. You could also use OVS for consolidating multiple environments on a single server, or using OVS to resource cap a given environment. So if you just wanted to run, S-Base with a number of CPUs, then you could do that with OVS.
Okay.
So yeah, it's quite flexible in terms of the deployment options.
That's great.
Awesome. So of all the Kscopes you've been to, got a favorite?
Well, obviously this one's going to be my favorite, but I have to say that the Kscope in Long Beach, in particular the Queen Mary, was an absolute highlight. Yeah. One of the best kind of conferences and conference parties that I've been to.
Absolutely. No offense, Kscopers, but or committee, you're going to have a tough time topping that one.
Yeah, you are.
But New Orleans is a good place to do it.
New Orleans is a good place to try.
That's true. Why don't you take us home?
Yeah, so Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks everyone for watching. And if you haven't been to Kscope, register for next year. Thanks.